Hey, I guess we about to launch this thing off, man.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's get it. And yes, this is the very first A.n.A podcast episode. This should go up on February 27th or 28th, 2022. What's going on? This is Alex Mack, and my guy over here is, say your name.
I thought you was gonna handle it. I thought you was gonna do all of it. I'm Alex Hood. Hold on, hold up.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Alex Hood.
Yeah, get the hood on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the hood on. So yeah, so the story behind this is we met at work, and we got a bunch of similarities going too. Like, first off, we're both named Alex. You know, we're both authors.
Yes, sir.
We're both huge nerds.
Absolutely.
And we both niggas. I guess that's the. Yeah. What else? There's something. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. That's it, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I am. So I'll start it off. Again, my name is Alex Mack. You know what I'm saying? I am a full-time IT button pusher. But in my spare time, I like to write. And I like to write kind of like science fiction, horror, and fantasy novels, primarily with like African American cast. Because if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit on the nerdy side, and like my whole life I've been into like all of that. But growing up, like none of those the comic books, the movies, the video games, dealing with any sci-fi, horror, fantasy. None of the characters looked like me. None of the environments were like anything I was familiar with or where I'm from. So I'm at the age now where it's like, yeah, I'd like to see, like all of that with like black people in it. We're fantastical. You know what I'm saying? We can be in some sci-fi, and so I started the horror novel called Mulch, available on Amazon today. um, and I started like a little indie publishing called Maniacal Books, but I then kind of rolled that into the main imprint, which is Max Books Publishing, and that's kind of where I'm going to start publishing out a lot of my books. I have one book down, and I'm currently writing a fantasy, like an Afro fantasy novel with like magic and dragons and wizards and all that good stuff, but with brothers. Know what I'm saying? And so yeah, so yeah, that's my deal. So I'm the Mac. I'm the Alex Mack part of A&A, and my man over here, so he could take it away on his end.
Our word. I'm the Alex Hood side of it. The Hood moniker comes from my fashion choice. I almost always have a hoodie, and pretty much been that way since high school.
I always thought it's because you was a hood nigga, but I'm
Nah.
I'm sorry. I'm playing.
I'm mad square. I'm mad square. Like it's like I'm black enough that it make white people nervous, but like I'm white enough that black people are like, yo, this piece of shit.
That's the next one. That's the last that's the last thing we got in common. All right, that's the last one.
Oh, also, I don't got no baby mama, so that's.
I told you that was the last one. That's that. Our lives diverge. Starkly diverges from that point.
No, but I was my career is more well, not career, but my employment is more blue collar focused. That's I went to trade school, started working with the door company, and blah blah blah. I'm trying to get into the IT joint, to get some experience there, but we'll see how that's working. Also an author, um, and also an author of primarily thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, but mine is more rooted in Christian fantasy and all that, so spiritual type stuff. But again, another similarity I also noticed growing up, all of my favorite heroes were all white guys or gals, and I wanted to see black folk running around. So, but also, oddly enough, I want to see black characters, but I don't want to see black characters that feel the need to remind me that they're black characters. Like, right. I don't want to see a nigga that like his father not around, right, and his mother's a crack horse, shit like that. Like, I want to see like a dude that happens to be black who just happens to be recruited by Shield. And like, so when I wrote my black characters, that was kind of the idea that they're not trying to preach to you about their blackness,
right?
And I don't have no publishing company or anything like that, but I do have a couple of books, all of which are available on Amazon. So I'm gonna plug myself as well. Plus Size by Alex Hood Fuller, Mark of the Demon by Alex Hood Fuller, and Into the Furnace by Alex Hood Fuller. They're a series, one right after the other. Some of them are companion pieces to others. They're not exactly sequels, but they all take place in the same universe, like the MCU, like the DCEU, like that kind of shit. So
okay.
That's me.
That's dope. So you got a hood universe, basically.
Yeah.
The hood. Oh, that's actually dope as hell, right? Yeah, the hood universe. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that was, I knew I was forgetting something. That was the other thing. Like we both are Christians. And it's our religion is something that's pretty important to us. And that's why because the first and the thing is I love horror. Like I've always been like a huge fan of horror. So like of course the first book I write is going to be like a horror book. And I've always had that kind of dichotomy of like, I grew up in the church. Like I literally grew up in the church ever since I can remember. Like when I was a little dude, I was like going to a church, but I've always had a love of like crazy horror. I don't know. Like I can't even explain it. I don't understand it fully, but like I've had that dichotomy in me like my whole life. And that's why the first horror book I did was I put it out on Maniacal Books. And because it sounds like Maniacal Books, it sounds like like very horror-esque,
evil.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to be polite about it, but yeah, no, it sounds like some evil stuff going. But like the Max Books is because I have the the dove in there with the olive branch in it, that symbol, that like that symbol, because I do want like my main stories to be more like to have some spiritual connotation. I'm not going to like overtly put a lot of like Christian you know stuff in it to like make it feel like kind of hokey, or just force it in there. But I like to have it kind of sprinkled in there, like so like kind of like if type of deal.
Right. Yeah. I got you.
And yeah, I also agree. Like a lot of a lot of black characters, especially in the '90s, right? Like every black character was like from the hood, and raised by a single mother, from the mean streets, barely made it out, on the wrong sides of the track. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, and it's the same trope like over and over and over and over. And it's like I just want a brother that's like a ninja wizard that's just like dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? Can like, shoot fireballs or lightning from his hands and just do dope shit kind of.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've always wanted, but we never got. I think Blade might be the closest, possibly.
Yeah, like it's really crazy how simple of a quest that is, but how like rare it is to find. Because I think it's rooted in like I don't want to say white guilt, but like I also don't want to say white ignorance, but it might be white ignorance might be closer. Where it's just like, all right, well, we'll give you one or two or blah blah blah.
Right.
And like when you have white people doing it, they feel like they gotta elevate us because otherwise they'll think that they're insulting us or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And when you have a black guy doing it, they feel like they gotta push their message, and you know everything don't gotta be a thought piece. You know what I mean? Like I don't gotta. It don't gotta be Black History Month every month. And I know that's the, thing. Like every month is Black History. Which, I mean, yeah, that's true. But like I do want to, the way I go to see Project X, which is just a fucking party movie with a bunch of wild ass white people, I wouldn't mind going to see like just black people just chilling, you know, doing something. I can turn my brain off, which is gonna sound ironic for when we get into what we're gonna be talking about because I got some stuff to say. But like I just it's a weird line, and somebody will figure out the formula.
Yeah, no, it's I 100% agree. Like everybody has to be like Denzel Washington and Sidney Poitier put together, just super Negroes, you know. It's just or come with like a pick and a cape, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I mean, can we get some like real heroes? You know what I mean? It's a movie called Dope. That's out there because I remember you were saying like Project X. Like that movie, well, it's not like that. It's not about like a huge party, but it had that kind of the same vibe. It's about like young teenage kids. And of course they're kind of from, are they from the hood? They're from the hood and they get caught up in like, you know, some drug stuff or whatever, but it's not like the main part of the story. No, you know what I mean? It is still, I like it because it's I think it's like mid 90s or like the kids are like in today, but they have like that mid 90s like flair about them because they have like the high top fade and like the like acid wash like overalls or whatever. It might be cool to check out. But yeah, so speaking of which, we're still in Black History Month, right? And so we were figuring since this, and it's only right, we do this, like we got to do this for Black History Month. We can't miss Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? And so for that occasion, we were thinking the top 10 classic Black movies. Like I got a list, Hood got a list, right? And so you know what, I'm gonna let you go for it because you hit me with a dart right before the video. So I'm just gonna let you go first, bro. I gotta see what this list is right here.
All right. So what he's referencing is I said before the video started that I don't like most what are considered to be classic Black movies. I, you know, like Barbershop Friday. I don't really rock.
Lord, Lord.
I tip my hat to the success, you know, like, and for all intents and purposes, there was a void. These people came and they filled it, the juice, you know, they filled this hunger. And I respect that they did that. And I'm glad that Black people have that. But like, that's just, I didn't really grow up. Those movies didn't grow up in my household. So like, I don't have a nostalgic attachment to them. By the time I did get exposed to them, I was a little bit older. I had already kind of wished that I had Black media, and I had already gotten to the point where the Black media I was hoping for was more not common denominator. So when I saw things like The Juice and I saw things like Friday, I'm like, I don't really want to see a stoner comedy. I don't really want to see nigga shit. Like, this isn't doing anything for me. But I won't say they're bad movies. They're just not my thing.
Well, so, I'll throw a little caveat in there as well. Like you grew up in a very Christian household too. So like a lot of Black staples you were probably shielded from. I don't know if that's the right word, but like it just never entered your sphere, I guess you could say.
That's certainly true.
Right. Got you. All right.
So I for my number 10 pick, and this is, I'm not apologizing for nothing on this list. I'm saying this is not an old
brother. Hey, man.
Well, it's an old story, but it's not the version of the movie that I appreciate. Is not that old. It actually came out in 2016.
When I first met this woman, I saw Rose and I latched on to her. I told her, baby, I don't want to marry. I just want to be your man. Rose told me.
I told him if he wasn't a mankind, and move out the way so the mankind could find me.
That's what she told me. You're in my way, you're blocking the view, move out the way so I can find me a husband. Where Corey? I want him to help me with this fence.
He got recruited by a college football team.
It ain't gonna get him nowhere.
If he be like you in the sports, he gonna be all right. Ain't but two men ever played baseball good as you.
And what it ever get me? I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Hey, Pop, can I ask you a question? How come you ain't never liked me?
What law is there say I got to like you?
So my number 10 is going to Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis.
Okay.
I love that story, and I absolutely loved that portrayal of the characters. My number 9.
I want so many things. I want so many things. It's kind of driving me crazy.
What happens to a dream deferred?
I got a boy who sleeps in the living room. Got to share a bathroom with 2 floors of people.
Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?
He needs something I can't give him.
Maybe it just sags like a heavy load.
You tired, ain't you, babe? Tired of everything. Me, the boy, the way we live.
Or does it explode?
Money is life.
Money is life? I remember a time when freedom used to be life.
God, he's here. Lord have mercy. Come on now, open it, please.
Ain't never been no people that silly about no money.
Well, Lena, we ain't never had no money before. Now open it.
Is that the right amount of zeros?
Yes, ma'am.
There's gonna be a lot of like plays turn movies on. Well, several plays turn movies on this list. A Raisin in the Sun, definitely number 9.
Okay.
P. Diddy. I remember reading that play in high school, and then we watched the movie, and it was, I don't know, those kind of like tragic, not happy ending type movies really don't usually do anything for me. I'm corny, I'm sappy. I like my ride off into the sunset type ending.
Okay, I got you.
And that movie definitely don't give you that. That story definitely doesn't give you that. But I don't know. It hit me well enough. Number 7.
The Color Purple. An American story for the whole world. It's about life. It's about love. It's about us. You will always remember, Mr. Suge. Old Mister. Nettie. Harpo. Squeak. Sophia. And Seeley.
The Color Purple.
Oh, okay. All right.
See,
your movies are going way above my. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It's too highbrow for me, bro. Like the 2 is a little too highbrow for me. But I know I know for a fact people absolutely love those movies. But yeah, I
my list. All right, number 6.
No, one of my favorite lines in a movie ever though comes from The Color Purple. It's horrible, but I love when he was when Danny Glover was talking to Seeley. It was like you're black, you're ugly, you're gonna never mount it. every time that movie is on, I can't help but just die laughing at that. But all right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Number 6.
Tell me something. What do you know about Wakanda? It's a third world country. Textiles, shepherds, cool outfits, all front. Explore
explorers have searched for it. Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America. But it was in Africa the whole time. I'm the only one who's seen it. And made it out alive.
I'm on number 6, right? Black Panther.
Yep.
There's no way Black Panther's not getting on that list. It's probably the only like real event Black movie that I got in my lifetime so far. Like everybody turned out for it. And now granted, I don't think that this is like one of the greatest comic book movies ever. I think as a movie it's pretty by the numbers, but
it's up there to me. It's pretty up there for me. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad you love it. I like it. I like it. I don't have any bad things to say about it. I just don't love it. But it's on my list of blackness. It's definitely
okay. Hold on. You gotta go. Explain yourself. No. Yeah, break that down for me though. What you say you like it, but you don't love it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hit me with that one.
All right. There was a point where the movie was getting into some really like challenging ideas. When Killmonger comes in and his ideology and what he wants, and when we were dealing with Okoye and her dichotomy of I don't really rock with Killmonger as a person, but I have a allegiance to the laws of Wakanda, and I can't just commit treason. Like there was room for this to turn into a really gray, not like black and white, good versus evil kind of story.
Okay.
And they reneged on it to keep it simple.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I was just like, I mean, it's a functional movie. It's cool, it's fun. I just, if you're gonna dangle that in front of me, I kind of need you to go through with it. And if you're not gonna do that, you don't have to do that. Everything don't gotta be, super highbrow, anything like that, especially superhero movies. They can be action movies and nothing more if they want to be.
Yeah.
But when you start to talk about those kind of things and like, because I mean, when you can sit, like when Killmonger goes, all that challenge shit is over with, I'm the king now. Like, he's right. And I would have liked if the movie had touched on the fact that T'Challa don't really have a claim to the throne anymore. Those are like in an extended TV show. I would love to watch those kinds of things be explored. How we have a system, I played by the rules, I won, and now you just got to take your L. And Okoye has to be like, well, damn, I mean, you're right,
king.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the king. What you want me to do? That's the king. I can't do. But no, I 100% feel you, and I love how. I mean, when you talk about like a deeper narrative, like they just dangle that carrot of like a deeper narrative. Like I feel you, but at the end of the day, it's a Disney movie. You know what I'm saying? So like, even though I got you there, but I mean, come on, it's Disney movie. They ain't gonna go. We should be grateful. I don't know if that's the right word, but we should be really happy that we at least got Killmonger in a Disney movie, my guy. Like that's pretty huge. Because Killmonger is not really the villain. If you look at that movie, Killmonger is not really the villain. You know what I'm saying? But because it is a Disney movie, it's a superhero movie. Black Panther is the marquee. T'Challa is like the marquee character. So the movie that we want, you know what I'm saying? I mean, imagine if you sitting in the theater and you watching like a Marvel movie and like made by Disney, and they go that route with it. Like that would have been crazy. Like as far as they went with that though, like I'm not gonna lie. I saw the movie. I teared up a bit. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is this? Get out of here. I gotta cut that out, I guess. But yeah. So I mean, I teared up in that thing a bit, and I was just happy. We got that, and I was happy Killmonger was there, and they did Killmonger right. He wasn't a villain because if I was in Wakanda, I'm King Killmonger all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm Kill. T'Challa, you cool, bro. Like you cool, but nah, man. Hey, these white folks gotta get it. These white folks gotta pay. Like, nah, let me stop.
I'm a purist, Team T'Challa, but you know, it is what it is. I see why people enjoy Killmonger. Moving on, because I could talk about this all day.
I know we can. Yeah. All right, moving
on. Number 5.
A different place in a different time, different people around me. I'm on my way to find the Wiz. He's gonna get me back home.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. And good luck.
The genius who created me only took care of my dashing good looks, my razor-sharp wit, and my irresistible attraction to the wrong women. What he forgot was a heart.
A lion without any courage. Oh!
Can you help us, sir?
What's in it for me?
We'd be very grateful.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Here it is.
Come on now, he's on down, he's on down.
Goes to the Wiz, and
okay.
I'll tell you why. I hate the Wiz. Like bottom to top, I hate that movie. And my family is a big reason why. Like, cause my family when the Wiz come on turned into a bunch of niggas. Like real, like from the gutter niggas, bro. And I can never enjoy the movie because I've never seen the movie outside of the atmosphere of these niggas doing they nigga shit. Like so I'm like, can y'all shut up so I can listen to this movie? They never let me have
crazy.
It. So my experience with the Wiz has been tainted from day one. That being said, it's another one of those movies where like I have to just be happy it exists. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad Black people have it. The music is fire, regardless of how I actually feel about the movie itself. The music is. I would never take anything away from that. It's as goofy, as corny, as ridiculous as that movie is. The costumes are immaculate. The setting is beautiful. Like that, they did that thing with that movie. And every now and again, I just want to tip my hat to the craft of something, even if it doesn't personally appeal to me.
Yeah.
So
I know, dude. So do they be in there doing the brand new day dance? Like,
yes.
Stop playing. Bro, I was joking, bro.
Dog, I'm telling you, bro, nigga shit.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same with the Wiz though. Like it's not my thing. Like it's not for me. But like I really appreciate that. I appreciate it for existing. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is not a movie made for me. Like
nah, not at all. Number 4.
Fanciful. Fanciful. That is correct, and you have won Crenshaw's inaugural spelling bee.
Excuse me. Spell prestidigitation.
I'm sorry, sir, but this girl is only 11. Mr. Welch, what is this?
Prestidigitation.
You know that feeling where no matter what you do or where you go, you just don't fit in? Prestidigitation. Because it's how I feel all the time. Prestidigitation.
That's correct.
Woo! My name's Akilah Anderson, and I'm 11 years old.
Dr. Joshua Larrabee thinks you have a chance of going all the way to the National Spelling Bee.
It's a tough nut. I've seen it chew kids up and spit them out. So if you want to get there, you can't be a shrinking violet.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Akilah and the Bee. I was gonna rank that like a little higher.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put it at number 4. It's probably one of the first like Black movies I saw. It's the first Keke Palmer movie I saw. It cemented her as a person I recognized in my life. Like I was there when she first got into movies and stuff like that. Okay. So I grew. She's not really in the spotlight anymore, but you know, as she was, you know, starting to grow up, I was like, yeah, I remember you from that Spelling Bee movie, blah, blah, blah. It's actually the first movie I saw Lawrence Fishburne in. I know his career was long established before that, but that's the first movie I saw.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
like a lot of his filmography before that was not the kind of stuff you get to watch in a Christian household. Like, I didn't get to see Tina Turner. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get to see Ike.
You didn't get to see Anime Eat the Cake?
No.
Cake Anime.
I didn't get to see Morpheus. I didn't see none of that, bro.
Wow, you didn't get to see Morpheus? Man.
Not till later. Not till later.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, that's number 4. Number 3.
Hey, Roseland. Roseland.
He was a pusher, a hustler, a thief.
You ready to tackle the streets? Yeah, I'm ready. Let him come.
He was loved, respected, convicted.
State your number, little.
I forgot it.
In a dream that's divine.
He was a prisoner who set himself free.
A Muslim must be strikingly upright. I will not touch the white man's drugs, his liquor, his women, so that those in the darkness can see the power of the light. I will not lie, cheat, or steal.
I believe you will remain faithful. Yes.
Gotta be Malcolm X. I gotta put Malcolm X on this list.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people got beef with that movie because it apparently leaves a whole lot of stuff out, and you know, as if movies don't do that
right
all the time. You know,
like you only got 2.5 hours, man. Like not everything can make it in there. You know,
for real.
Yeah.
I don't got too much to say about that one, other than you know I love it. Number 2.
I am the darker brother. I, too, am America. I want you to try out for the debate team.
You sure you want somebody like me?
No. That's why you're trying out. Gentlemen and lady, debate is combat, but your weapons are words.
In a time of change, he taught them to find their strength.
Dad, I made the debate team.
Now, Tolson can be a bit of a rebel. It's extreme for my taste.
Debate is blood sport. You must destroy your opponent, not only verbally, but physically. I am here to help you to find and keep your righteous mind.
When our nation was in need, he inspired them to give us hope.
The time for justice is always right now.
She's good.
Everybody knows he's been running around stirring up trouble.
Get down.
One of them's liable to get hurt if you catch my drift.
See, I haven't. Before I get to number 2, I'm gonna put an honorary mention. An honorary mention is The Great Debaters. I didn't have a place for it on my list.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Okay.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I that's another movie I could talk about all night if I was given the opportunity. The final speech that James gives, the climax, you know, about lynching, you know, in Texas they lynch Negroes and all. It's a beautiful speech. The music is by one of my favorite composers, James Newton Howard. And I of course love anything Denzel Washington is ever in. So it has a lot of my top elements of a lot of the industry. Favorite composer, one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite activities. I love to debate, so a movie about it, you know, it's all there.
Word.
I heard you've been spending a lot of time at your auntie house. How's the couch life?
Got my woman and my baby living there. It's hard, man. But you know, everybody can't do what you do.
Really, what I do getting played out, Dre. Where the money at?
Why you gotta be so ruthless, cuz?
I'll make a few changes.
Where you think you going? I'm just trying to get home.
That's my son.
You need to get back in the house or I will ruin your night.
I gotta talk to my moms like that. You had the chance to change the situation. Would you take it?
Just hit that first beat hard, all right? You cruising down the street.
All right. Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Hey, that was dope, eh?
You're listening to Compton's very own Ice Cube, Easy-E, and Dr. Dre.
So, outside of my honorable mention, my number 2 movie is Straight Outta Compton.
Okay, man, look at you with the hood hits. Okay, yeah,
bro.
Okay.
I had no expectation for that movie. My friend from high school dragged me to it. I didn't even know who NWA really was at the time. Again, I'm not gonna keep going back to my household, but
right.
Of course, we didn't listen to Fuck the Police in that household. You know, I didn't know nothing about that. But I went to go see this movie, and it was just, it's like, it's not only it's made for fans of NWA clearly, but it's not just a movie about fans of NWA. Like, it's a movie. It's a good movie that you can just, I throw that thing on casually and just watch it, because it's well acted, well directed, cinematography, all those terms, you know, it's cool. And my number one,
about Straight Outta Compton, like, because NWA is like, I guess you can say, like, the reason music sounds the way it do right now. Like, because I'm old enough to remember when Straight Outta Compton came out, and like back, hip hop was very fun. It was very fun loving. It was like a party, you know. It had dudes like Kwame out there. We had like the silk shirts with the polka dots doing the Running Man. Know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that. And niggas with attitude dropped Straight Outta Compton. Like it was a title change. like nothing sounded the same after that. And like all the parents groups and all that, like, you know, lost their shit basically. And and including my parents, they weren't that strict. I can't even call my parents like strict really, because I did watch The Exorcist when I was like 9, and a lot of other stuff like when I was 9. And that movie's not scary to me. Like I think I told you before, right? Every time I watch The Exorcist, I'm dying laughing. Like, that movie is hilarious to me. But I remember, like, especially like hip hop was always kind of dangerous to like the parent groups and all that. And Straight Outta Compton, just like their heads exploded. You know what I'm saying? But they never, I think just only until now they're really taking into account that like there was a method to it, there was a message to it. Like, it needed to be heard. Like, you know, it's not just a bunch of killer nigga type stuff. It's like actually showing, they're talking about what's happening to like the disenfranchised, like the have-nots. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like there's a lane to it, and it need to be heard. And that's so all of us old heads was like looking forward to that movie. Like we definitely going to go see that. Definitely respect that one.
Word. All right. So my number one may seem a little underwhelming considering everything we had to say about Straight Outta Compton, but it's my list, and whatever I want go on my list.
You're not built for this. These boys coming here, they gotta fight for life. People die in the ring. Your daddy died in the ring. I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I've been fighting my whole life. It's not a choice for me. Every punch I ever thrown's been on my own. Nobody showed me how to do this. I'm ready.
It's a continuation of a franchise that I grew up with. One of my favorite franchises of all time. Soft reboot, kind of sequel. And one of the best movies I've seen in my entire life. no cap. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not taking no criticism. Michael B. Jordan's Creed is just my favorite black movie ever, man. Like
Creed?
Yes, Creed, bro.
Okay.
I love that movie, man. I watch that movie religiously. I can't believe how much I had fun with that movie, bro. I went in there expecting like Star Wars 7, where I was just like, it's just gonna be fan service and nothing more. I was in there crying, bro. My face was leaking.
Oh, they got you, huh? That one got you.
God. Oh my God, bro. I walked away with so many new songs. I wanted to be a boxer after that movie. It's way too late for that. Like that's not the path I'm gonna walk in life.
That's funny.
Look at me. But it inspired me, bro. Like it made me want to go out and conquer some shit. Like I was like, I'm gonna find the biggest, meanest nigga I know. I'm gonna knock him the fuck out in front of everybody, and I'm gonna crown myself champion, because that's just how Creed make you feel. Creed make you feel like can't nobody top you, can't nobody take you. The second movie was great. I'm glad they never made a third, but like I would have watched the third.
I think they are. I think they're getting ready to make one.
Holy!
I think I saw that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I saw they are getting ready to make a third one. You know they're gonna make a third one. Come on, you know they are.
I mean, I'll watch it. I think the story is complete. You know, he makes resolution with his father's killer's son. You know, it's
right.
There's nothing really left to do. But yeah, that's my number one, bro. That's my whole list.
It was dope. It was a good movie. Yeah, no, it's a good movie. But yeah, so they got you feeling like white people felt about Rocky. Like, I'm gonna go find the biggest nigga I can find, and I'm gonna knock him out.
Yeah,
Rocky. Yeah,
Adrian.
Yeah. Okay, all right. It was dope. It was cool. I respect it. All right, so a little bit, kind of like with yours, like mine. I had, I guess you could say, I had a much more, I guess, blacker growing up experience, because I saw like all the hood movies we definitely saw, like, and plus that's the thing about like growing up in like these strict Christian households. It's like some things you need to see, like some movies you need to see, some stories you need to like see, because it's real. Like it's real life. Like this, you can't shield. I feel like it's dangerous to shield kids from everything. You know what I mean? Because then you're just sitting, kind of pushing them out in the world, and they just honky dory, just walking around. You know what I'm saying? And like not prepared to like encounter a lot of stuff. But so mine's gonna be a little. Your list is so highbrow and refined and classified with Akila and the Bee and the Great Debaters.
Hardly,
you know what
bro.
I mean?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You got that highbrow stuff. So I'm gonna start mine off with
This is a chance for us to make some changes. Go in and see if we can turn this thing around. I mean, nobody else wants the job.
East Side High was out of control, and then Joe Clark took over.
Take out your pencils and write. I want the name. Every hoodlum, drug dealer, and miscreant on my desk by noon today.
They called him Crazy.
You used to call me Crazy Joe? Well, now they can call me Batman.
Crazy for padlocking the doors.
You know me 30 years. You knew what I would do.
Crazy for changing the rules.
I want all of you to look at this slovenly, sloppy boy here as an example of how not to dress.
But Joe Clark was only crazy about one thing: the kids he cared about.
Lean on Me.
I like that movie.
I love that movie with Morgan Freeman. You know what I'm saying? They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they call me Batman. I absolutely love that movie. It's he is over the top, and like, he portrays one of those teachers that you hate at first because they always on your ass about stuff, but then like you kind of learn the method of their madness a little bit, and you say, okay, I mean, yeah, he a little over the top, but you know, he kind of got my back in a way. You know what I'm saying? He kind of do have my best interest. You just gotta like get through. Like, man, look, stop yelling at me though. You know what I'm saying? You got, I hear you, but stop yelling at me, man. damn, I got you. So that's my number 10. My number 9.
In every neighborhood, there is one house that adults whisper about and children cross the street to avoid. Now, Wes Craven, creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street, takes you inside.
Something's in there.
We gotta get out of here, Leroy.
All sorts of rumors about what goes on in that house. The police never took it serious.
She's been feeding that thing between the walls again.
Very, very tense about this.
What goes on in this house is a sin.
People Under the Stairs. So this is like something that only I would appreciate, or if you're into like weird, offbeat horror movies, you'll be into it. It's about this slumlords, right? And so the people who live in like little rundown like apartments in the hood, they devised some kind of crazy plan to like rob the people who own the building. And it's I think it's the first time I ever seen Ving Rhames in something. There's a kid who was pretty hot back then. I think the other movie he starred in was the Jackson story. They used to show on VH1 all the time. But yeah, and it's really cool. They got they go to rob the slumlords, right? And come to find out the slumlords, these bizarre, crazy ass like white people who like and they have like this huge mansion, right? And so like they have all these contraptions and stuff that like block the doors and like lock the windows, so really nobody could ever get out of there, like if you know what I mean, if they don't want them to. And so like, yeah, so they go like break into the house, and then they get stuck in the house, and they find out there's like all kinds of people like living in the walls, living in the basement, and they got like this little gimp type of character that's in there too. And it's really good if you're into like crazy offbeat like type of movies. People Under the Stairs, it's a cult classic at this point. Not a lot of people know about it. Number 8.
So what are you gonna do, KD? You gonna mess around out there in the streets till you get killed?
What's that, sir?
You gotta think about your life. Being a black man in America isn't easy. All I'm saying is survive.
You need to be glad that you graduated from high school and that you're alive at 18.
Menace to Society.
Of course.
I gotta put Menace in there. Like I'm from that era. You know what I'm saying? That's my era right there. And it is a lot of the what's that saying? Like putting the sugar in the medicine type of deal. So because I mean on the surface, and really it's a hood movie, really. But they shine like such a poignant light, the senselessness of like all these black kids just killing each other over nothing. You know what I mean? And so like you get the ignorant niggas who come in there for the old dog, you know, and the set tripping and stuff like that, right? But they do like have like what happens to Kane at the end, and like, you know, my man was getting his life together. He was about to move out with Jada Pinkett out to Atlanta or something like that, I think. And like right when he's about to change his life, he getting his life together, he gets gunned down by something senseless that he did to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And just showing that endless cycle of just useless murder, you know. And it's like, okay, so you shoot my boy, I shoot you, your boy shoot me, my boy shoot you. When do it end? You know what I'm saying? Like when does all that end? You know, what's like, we gotta find a better way. You know what I'm saying?
to the dragon. As I start the banging, attack the nigga, the banging the rappers on the bandwagon. Feel the fury of a venom, gave a men on slaves.
You know you're sexy.
Thank you. Sir? Sir, can I check that newspaper? Sir, where are you going? Get a job, why don't you?
People call me Q or GQ. What, did names like Mustafa and Akbar become too hard to spell?
Yo, well, I'm serious now.
Well, I'm serious too, Raheem, and this does not make you a man.
I should let you have a.
What do I got for 7? Juice. Yes, number 7.
I knew
Juice.
But
yeah, I got to put Juice on there, man, because it's kind of the same thing, but it's that's a movie about you got to choose your friends wisely. You know what I'm saying? You can't hang out with everybody, bro, because like it's not everybody. I mean, a lot of people come up hard, and there's reasons the way that. There's reasons some people act the way they act, but again, you gotta protect your own and like move with people who got like your best interest and their best interest at mind too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was cool. Like even like your tightest boy, sometimes hey, you gotta cut some people off. You know what I'm saying? And just do what you gotta do, and do what like you because he was a DJ. Omar Epps' character, I can't remember his name, but Omar Epps' character was a DJ, and he was coming up like in the DJ ranks and like winning competitions and stuff. So his future was moving and was kind of on, but hanging with that one friend could what I'm saying, it could ruin your life. But at number 6.
Ooh-wee. It's gonna be a scorcher today.
Universal Pictures presents a new film from Spike Lee.
Good morning, Miss Mother Sister.
Now, Mookie, don't work too hard today. The man says it's gonna be hot as the devil.
I've been here 25 years. LaSalle's famous pizzeria is here to stay. Trust me.
Mookie, the last time I trusted you, we ended up with a son.
I know you can't stand it. You can't stand it.
Hey, Sal, how we gonna brothers on the wall here? You want brothers on the wall?
Love.
Get your own place. You can do what you want to do.
Do the Right Thing. You talk about an event. That movie was an event, and I was just young enough to like understand it or to catch it. And so that's like that's a Spike Lee joint. It might be his.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it might be his most critically acclaimed movie still, I think. But yeah, that's definitely like a black classic, like cemented. When they took out Radio Raheem, you know what I'm saying? And then like everybody ride it, and then you had Fight the Power pumping in the background. It was like, man, I remember watching the video and saying like that they were riding in the movie theaters damn near like at the end of that movie. But yeah, that's my joint right there. All right, number 5.
Good morning, Your Highness.
We've selected for you a very fine wife.
So, what kind of music do you like?
Whatever kind of music you like.
Do you have a favorite food?
Whatever food you like.
Fine girl, isn't she?
Why can't I find my own wife? I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
Queens. No one here can know I am royalty. You must appear to be no different than the average man.
I will not say a word.
We require a room that is very poor.
Damn shame what they did to that dog.
What I got for number 5? Number 5, yes. Coming to America. That is one of the greatest. I'm not even going to say like black movie or comedy. It's one of the greatest comedies ever, man. There's so many lines from that from that one movie that's just cemented in like just American culture, not only just black culture. Yeah, that boy good. Good and terrible. Oh, this is beautiful. What is that, velvet? Just so many lines just in that one movie that I have seen that movie probably 50 times. most likely more. And I'm gonna see it another like 150 times because I love that movie. I can never not watch that movie. I still like
exactly once.
You see only once?
Yeah.
Oh no, we gotta go back to Zamunda, bro. We gotta go back to. I gotta take you back to Zamunda. We gotta watch that joint, bro.
All right, bet that.
Okay, I haven't seen the second one though. I heard it's all right, but so I kind of don't want to watch it because I don't want to taint the first one. You know what I mean? I don't want to taint that one. I want to keep that one like pristine in my memory. But, all right, number 4.
Tell me a story. Well, there was a DUI stop. I find 500 grams of meth in the dash. Turns out this DUI is on his way to smoke his ex-partner before trial. Boom. You could be out there for a year, and the most entertaining story that you can come up with to tell me is a drunk stop. Pay the bill.
Today's a training day, Officer Hoyt. Supervise 5 officers. You could be number 6 if you act right.
Listen, everyone's telling you how lucky you are. Don't screw this up.
You got today and today only to show me who and what you're made of. You gotta decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Training Day. Like Training Day, number 4. Yeah, that's whenever that movie comes on cable or something, I gotta sit down and like watch a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Denzel and Ethan Hawke. That's just a bona fide classic, man. Even though I do hate that out of all the great roles that Denzel Washington has had and played, he would get the Oscar for playing like a crooked cop. Like playing a nigga, basically. That's what it is. But I mean, but he did a good job though, man. That's what I'm like.
They always find a way to assault us.
Right. Like of all the roles Denzel has played, of all these like really class people, you know, all these like really stand up heroic fathers, like black fathers and black role models. Yeah, we're gonna give him an Oscar because he played a nigga, basically. But you know what I'm saying. Number 3.
Now your mama told me what happened to you yesterday. How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Damn! Look, she bending over. Hi, Miss Parker. Hi, boy. Miss Parker just don't know.
Come here.
What's up, Big Perm? I mean, Big Worm?
If you ain't got my money, I'm killing you and him. You don't drag me into this?
I'm used to stealing her. Get in, get out.
Here come Debo. Give me your stuff.
You want me to ask for my bike back? What bike? The one I let you use a couple of weeks ago. Oh, that bike.
Friday. It gotta be Friday. It gotta be on the list. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. But I swear to you, like Summers in Forestville for me, I could swear somebody like took a day of like our lives, like just hanging in the neighborhood of Forestville and just wrote a movie around that. Because it is exactly that. I can't. Yeah, I will always love that movie. That will always be top 5 dead or alive for me.
I won't judge you. It wasn't my childhood. I think that's what it ultimately comes down to.
Right.
But
yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad y'all have it. I'm glad we have it, even if I'm not necessarily in that group. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah, that's a classic. I have you have seen it though, right? Like
yeah, I've seen Friday.
You see it? All right, man. You like Big Worm? You want feeling Big Worm and none of that? No, you want feeling when Chris Tucker was smoking boat with the Hispanic dudes and he was all twitching.
Dude, whenever that nigga picked up any weed, I was just like, whatever. Like I don't. It's not that movie's not accessible to me. It's just
okay. All right.
Just not. So
and also like back in high school, I did smoke my fair share of weed. So like that's what I'm saying. Back like that was a moment in time for me that is just like, bruh, that I that's my era. That's me. All right. Number 2.
You got your toothbrush?
Check.
Do you have your deodorant?
Check.
Do you have your cozy clothes?
Got that.
What?
Do they know I'm black?
Should they?
You might wanna,
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend. I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
I ain't never seen you like this before, bruh. Meeting families, taking road trips. Don't come back all bougie, man. Come back, get your damn pants up to your damn stomach.
So you guys coming up from the city?
Yeah, we're just heading up for the weekend.
Can I see your license, please?
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Call me Dean and you hug me, my man.
So how long has this been going on, this thing?
Get Out.
Wow. Okay. A fairly recent one. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's an instant classic. Like, especially I love horror, and that's what I'm talking about as far as like horror movies, horror, sci-fi, and fantasy that we can relate to. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's from our perspective, and it's from people that look like us, and only a black dude who's been in one of those situations could come up with something like, there ain't number white folk here.
Yeah.
Damn, I hope they don't like try to kidnap me and like try to sell my body or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I love that, man. That's one of my all-time top 5s. And number 1.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We at home?
It gotta be Black Panther. Black Panther, number 1. Absolutely. Like that was an event. That was another movie that was like an event. And yeah, I'm just sitting in the movie theater, just like, finally. You know what I'm saying? Finally. We're in Africa, and they're not like destitute poor, or they're not slaves, or you know what I mean? And honestly, King T'Challa is cool, but I'm kind of all about Killmonger. Like, I'm all about Killmonger, bro. Like he was the true hero to me, and on every level. Like in the very beginning of the movie, when like you have this white lady who's like talking about like all these African like idols and tribal masks and stuff in there. Like right. She's the expert on it, right? Like, oh yeah. She knows. She is gonna tell the brother about the African idols and artifacts in there. I love it. Yeah, I was just like, that's all me. All right, cool. So that was fun. That was cool. There we go.
Respect it. I'm glad we had at least one movie in common. I was listening to you were getting down to the wire, and I was like, damn, we have totally different lists.
So hey man, I just grew up hood, I guess. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Like I'm not the hoodest dude at all to me, but I'll compared to my list, compared to your little highbrow, you know, NAACP list you got over there. Know what I'm saying?
That's my parents, bro. Those are movies they made sure I saw. You know, these were the things that I experienced. You know, and the thing is, like, even not growing up in the hood, most of us grew up hood adjacent to some degree. We had that guy in our circle, you know, or gal who was like, you know, from the gutter, like in the mud. You know what I mean? I didn't really have that, so I didn't really. Not only did I not experience it at home, it didn't really get exposed to me out there either, because none of my friends were really living like that. You know what I mean? And
right.
it's just, and it's not a judgment thing. It's not like a, oh, well, I was above all that. It's just a simple matter of exposure, what I was and wasn't exposed to.
Yep,
I'll tell you what, I was expecting to set it off to be somewhere on your list. I had money on it.
It's cool. It's cool. I love that movie, but it's too many bangers out there for like not that, and that's the thing. We can do like, because we're doing just black movie classics, just overall, just black movie classics, right? But for real, we could do like a black hood movie, like top 10 black hood movies. We could do that, and that would be hard. Like that would be extremely hard too, But
I don't think I've seen enough of them to come up with 10.
Oh, bro, I can. All right. Oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go through like a bunch of black movies, and we're gonna watch a bunch of black hood movies. So I can get you on game, bro. I gotta get you on game. From Dead Presidents, State Property, oh my God, Boys in the Hood. Man,
seen that one.
You see, all right, we could cross that one off.
Ricky!
Yeah, why they do my man Ricky like that? Well, all right. So anyway, so what we got next though? So we have, I guess we just jump right into the reviews, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Which one you want to do first?
All right. So we watched Arcane, and we watched a Peacemaker, which I'm so interested to see what your take on Peacemaker is. I can't wait. Okay, so we're gonna do Arcane first because I think Peacemaker is gonna be insane. All right, so Arcane, which is available on Netflix. It is a 8-episode animated series based off of League of Legends, which is a huge MMO, I think you call it, like multiplayer. No, it's not an MMO. It's like a online battle game.
One of them shits.
Yeah,
RPG
one of them things.
or something.
I'm the gamer. I should know this, right? But I don't get into those like that. I know it's a whole community that's like into League of Legends. I think there's like a professional league for that too. But yeah, but the good thing about this series, you don't really need to know like all the characters in the video game. You don't really need to know about the video game that much, kind of. But yeah, so all right, here we go. So so on the A.n.A podcast, how we rate things is individually we rate things from like 1 to 5. 1 being I and 5 being like dope. And so like once we're finished with that, we like put our combine our score together, right? Like if you give something a 2, I give something a 4. So like that'll be like a 6 out of 10, basically. All right. So that means it's like a 6 out of 10. So all right. I think people can catch that. It's not that crazy. So all right, brother. I'll let you set it off with Arcane. What did you think?
All right. So a little background information. If I hadn't gone to college, Arcane wouldn't have even caught my eye. The reason Arcane caught my eye is because I had a roommate who was like crazy about League of Legends. I mean, like this nigga was up until like 3 a.m. just playing every night. So when I saw this show, I was like, oh, okay. Fond memories of, whatever. Now I didn't pay too much attention. I don't know anything about the lore. I'm sure he tried to tell me about it at times, but I probably tuned it out. But I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I'll start with what I liked because let's start positive. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. I think it's imaginative. The hex tech, is that what he called it?
Hextedron or something like that.
Yeah, like whatever the magic tech that he was dealing with. I thought that was cool. The character designs were very sleek and elegant and everything like that. The villains were intimidating. When whatever the mood was supposed to be, I think they portrayed that well. When things were happy, you felt happy. When things were dire, it felt dire.
Yep.
I don't feel like the show pulled any punches, and I like when a show has guts. I don't need it to be gratuitous. I don't need it to be. I don't mind if it is, but I don't need it to be.
Right.
But I do need it to maintain some level of like integrity. If you're gonna tell me a story about war, I need to see war shit. Like niggas gotta die because that's what happens in war. So I felt like the show was very true to what it pitched to me, from the relationships between the characters to the relationship between the cities to the conflict to the extremes that certain characters were willing to go. Are we doing spoiler? I don't want
to. Well, maybe we should keep it to after we give our score.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that might be best.
Cool. So all right. So yeah, so I just think all in all it was authentic to what it was trying to do. I also like the voice acting. Yeah. I don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. I don't know too many voice actors. I can't tell you that many. So I don't usually listen out for it, but when I hear a voice that I like, that stands out to me. I absolutely loved, in fact, the woman that they had play Officer Grayson, who appears in some of the earlier episodes.
Okay.
And I thought Vi's voice actress was cool. She was just in Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld or
right. Oh, that was her.
Yeah,
that was her. Oh, her. Okay, all right.
So I can't say I'm in love with her voice per se, but the fact that I liked her in Hawkeye, hearing her in something else, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I thought that all of that was good. It those things made it an enjoyable enough experience for me that I didn't feel like I had to pull my hair out while watching it. And I got to the end and I was like, okay, I'm not exactly certain what I want out of a season 2, but I would watch a season 2.
You're right. Yeah.
And if they can tighten up a few of the issues that I do have, which I'll get into when I talk about the bad, then there's a really great show buried underneath what I think right now is an adequate show. But somewhere underneath all of that stuff is actually like a phenomenal experience.
Okay. All right. What's the negative?
Oh boy. So I like what I will refer to as the hot topic vibe. I don't really like the super bright, weird color hair, like emo scene. Like I'm not really with that. Like I said, it was well drawn and well designed, but like it was well made in the sense that like if you make a really, really dope mushroom platter, you might like really know how to cook mushrooms. But I don't like mushrooms. So no matter how quality it is, it's not going to taste good to me.
Okay.
So like,
you must be talking about Jinx at this point.
I'm talking about all of them. Really, like it's
okay.
It's too. I mean, Jinx is super over the top, and I mean, while we're talking about Jinx, like I said, there's underneath the BS is a great story. I like Jinx's arc on paper.
Yeah.
But like there are times where they were taking her. I don't want to say what happened, but they were taking what she was dealing with a little too far. Like she was screaming a little bit too much, and she was just getting a little too out of pocket.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like, is this the CW? I need y'all to.
Oh, he put the CW on it. Damn.
Listen, sorry, and also, this is as authentic as I felt it was. Every time I heard Imagine Dragons come on, or every time I heard a pop song,
God.
Yeah, I was like, this is a fictional world. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to be in the world of Piltover or whatever the place is called. And when I hear a song that's on my playlist, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, this is here. I don't want to be here. I want to be there. I want to hear Not like when I see a violin tuba that one of them had in one of those scenes, I'm like, that is, I don't even know the logistics of that instrument, but I like the imagination it takes to come up with that instrument.
Sure. Yeah.
But right after that, I hear scissor, and I'm like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, you can't tell me that Imagine Dragons lives here, but apparently they do.
Apparently they do. Yeah.
Like when they actually play the song, like a band comes up and plays their theme song, and I'm like, nah.
That's such an eye roll moment. I almost broke my eyes. I rolled them so hard. Like, man, for real, come on. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel you.
And I do think some of the lore was just a little it was a little confusing. And not in like that we're not giving it to you all at once kind of way, because you don't have to do that. Some ambiguity is good. You know, I'll learn as the show goes on, and I want that. So you don't have to do these large exposit dumps or anything like that. But I feel like even at the end, I have questions about how shit works in Piltover. Like, I don't even really know the beef between the enforcers and the, you know, I know it's like a Commonwealth kind of thing, like a class system kind of whatever, but like, what's the real system. Yeah, but like, what's the real animosity here? Like, what's your currency system like? How does this government work? I have a lot of questions about, well, like, what are the laws? So, and I know those are details, but details make or break these kinds of grand scale kind of large narratives where they try to take you on these campaigns between, you know, there's this house and there's that house and there's this family name.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do all that, then I have to have a good grasp of what all of that means in relation to each other. And I really didn't ever get that. Like, it's no Game of Thrones. Not that it needs to be. I'm not that because it falls short of Game of Thrones, that means it's of no quality. But I'm just like, I don't like. I don't know. I can't even tell you all the houses' names and why they all matter.
Me neither.
Yeah. But you know, none of those things made it impossible to watch. None of those things to me made it a bad show. It's just those are the things that kept it from being what I at first when I sat down to watch it looked like was going to be a really fantastic show, and it just ended up being, you know, an okay one.
So you're looking for the, like, what's in the minutia kind of. You're looking for like the finer details, like, you know, why is a gerbil like running the country? Like, why? Who is he? Why? How did that even happen? You know? And I 100% feel you on that. Well, all right, let me start off with the positive. Like you said, gorgeous show. Like, it's like everything, like, it just pops off the screen. I love the characters for the most part were pretty. I have some issues, but for the most part, the characters, their motivations, like you were saying, like, why is the dude with the messed up eye like pissed at everybody and want to take over, but sound wise it was good. I love the Imagine Dragons song, but it did get old after a while, like episode 4. But that's just me. I'm not an Imagine Dragons fan like that, though. I've never been a huge fan of theirs. So like that when it came on, like, all right, it's a nice little bop or whatever. Okay, while the 4th episode skip, let's go. They had Pusha T had like a quick little like 16 in there, which was unexpected. Like, I was like, because I'm listening, like, wait, is that Push? He was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Like, okay, all right. That was dope. I love that. And they have like it seemed like a Spotify kind of like soundtrack. Really, that's kind of what it felt, very Spotify-ish. What's the top 10 on the pop hits on the pop charts? All right, let's put them in the show. Let's go. But and I do like. Yeah, am I still on positives? It was positive about it. It's fine. It's cool. Like the world is plausible, I guess. Um, and yeah, it's a nice show. It's something to get into. I would definitely recommend, if you're a fan of anime, I would recommend it. If you are a fan of, but I can't really gauge on if you're a fan of the game, if you'll be into the show, because I've never actually played the game. I'm not into it like that. Um, and I'm not even sure like what they pulled from the game, but like the tech in there, like the tech was pretty cool. Like that the chick or Phi or Pi, like she had the gauntlets,
Yeah.
that was cool. And I love the little like the Magitech or whatever, like the little like energy balls or
Yeah.
whatever. Like that was really cool. I like that. Even though they don't, I don't, are you familiar with Full Metal Alchemist?
Rudimentary.
Yeah, it kind of had a FMA vibe to like the magic principles, because but I think they don't really explain it because they're trying to figure out like what it is and like how to work with
Yeah.
it. Like they don't even know what this is. I thought that was pretty cool, and it's a nice little way to kind of like not explain it. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking with my writer, like my author mind, right? Like, okay, I got you. That's neat. I like how you did that. Just don't explain it. We don't know. We're trying to figure it out. Yeah. All right, move on. Let's get to the story. But yeah, it's
Shit goes boom.
right, right. Yeah, just don't drop it and you'll be fine, or grab it. But yeah. Okay, so that was my positive. Negatives. Netflix and these 8 hours shows, man. God Almighty. This show didn't need to be 8 hours, man. It did not need to be 8 hours.
Could have been a movie, honestly.
Yeah, it could have been, or give us like 4. That would have been cool. Because after a while, it just feel like they're kind of just stretching, kind of stretching it to stretch it. Like there's a period of time, like the beginning happens, and then like something happens, and then like there's a period of time, and then like they keep going.
Skip. Yeah.
Right, it like skips, and then like everybody's like like what, 3 or 4 years or something like that. And
I could never tell. Like I don't think they ever stated how long it was.
They never really tell. But I'm guessing they're supposed to be like teenagers, like what, 16, 17 at that point,
about it.
something like that. Again, I'm with you. I can't tell. I'm just guesstimating at that point. And I love, what's her name? Pi. She got to chill, man. She was doing too much in that thing, bro. And she's taking down everybody, and she's just, well, she's not little, I guess, but she's not like big cock dealer. She like bobbing and weaving and like hooking everybody. I'm like, all right, you gotta chill, man. I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, I get the whole like female empowerment thing. I'm not doing. All I'm saying is like I'm with you. All right, I'm with you. But I don't know. Sometimes it takes me out of the story a lot of times. Because there was one scene in there where she punched a steel beam or something like that, and the whole building fell down. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, man, y'all, come on, man. All right, okay,
yeah, because they're not super powered. That's the thing. Like,
they just normal people. And she's like 16 or something. And I'm like, come on. All right, come on, man. Like, yeah, y'all gotta chill. I'm so mad I can't remember the black kid's name.
Echo.
He was dope as hell. I loved him, man. He was cool. And he had like a legit kind of beef with all of them, because in his mind, like everybody just disappeared and just left him out in the street. You know what I'm saying? So he had like legit beef with everybody. He wasn't in the show enough to me. Like, I wish they did like showed him a lot more, and his little hovercraft thing was cool. He was cool.
Yeah, he popped up looking like the Green Goblin or the New Goblin rather.
Right.
With the Killmonger haircut.
Right. And had the face paint and all that. I like, oh yeah, I like this dude. He's cool as hell. Jinx. I like Jinx. She was one of my favorite characters in the whole show. Honestly,
Yeah, she would be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe because I'm deranged and a little off. I don't know. Maybe we're kindred that way, but I 100%. If you said like she was a little over the top, I'm with you. I agree. Yeah, I agree. She could have brought it down. I mean, I know you crazy, but bring it down like a couple notches. You know what I'm saying? But I do like how they showed her psychosis, kind of like, but they don't really. She's just crazy. They don't really explain like why. I guess was she supposed to just born that way or something like that?
I assumed it was the trauma, without spoiling anything. What happens, like the third episode or something like that. I figured that kind of broke her and where she was kind of left to be found by. And I mean, anybody who grows up with Silco, that one-eyed bastard.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, and he was kind of one of my favorites too, even though he got on my nerves. Like he was like a good villain to me. He was a decent villain in like a animated show. He was okay.
I'm just not sure of his plan. What was his plan? What did he want?
Exactly. That was so I don't know what was going on. I don't know why he wanted to take over so this is a caste system where literally people live up top and then like the people did they call it the bottom? Did they call it the bottom or something like that? I can't remember what they called it. Yeah, but
top side, it was top side and the under or the the niggas in the mud.
Right. And it's just like, but why? They don't explain why. They don't explain how that works. It's just there's the people at the top, and they all wear like nice suits and they like have like dignitary positions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the people down below, and it's like nobody talks. Like that one guy who I think was one of the villains in the show too. Like he had the it was the guy who was the partner with the dude with the messed up leg.
Oh, Jace.
Yeah, he was to me. I kind of saw him as like one of the villains too, because he made some kind of deal with the one-eyed guy, and he put out this like altruistic like persona, like I'm going to do the right thing. I'm trying to do the right thing and all that. And it's like you're doing it more for you than you are to like actually help the people down at the bottom.
It's definitely ego. I was on Gerbil's side the whole time where I was just and that was another one of the problems I had with the show. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was like, are they going to try to write this in a way where Jace is proven right and Heimendinger is wrong? Because like he comes in, he's like, listen, I've been around for a while and it's like, it's not that your ideas are bad, it's just you're trying to rush it and blah, 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 and that never leads anywhere good. And I was like, all right, that's a solid point. That is how things typically work. You rush to manufacturing and then people get hurt and blah, blah, blah. And I was just hoping,
keep it moving.
Yeah, I was just hoping they weren't going to try to justify Jace like that. And I can't really decide if they did.
I don't think they did. See, that's like that's part of the cliffhanger though, so that's a part of the to be continued. We'll see what happened like with his decision, because he had the ultimatum to I can't remember the dude with the messed up eye, but see, I'm going into spoilers now. So before that, so yeah, that was my one of my gripes with it. It was just like they didn't really explain why any of this was happening. It was just people fighting over this nuclear weapons, basically. That's basically what it kind of came down to. There was like nuclear weapons all around and people trying to like grasp for power, and it was like a power struggle within the system. Like the higher ups, like they kicked out the gerbil guy. Who the hell was that gerbil guy? Like, why is your country being led by like an old gerbil? I don't like. What the
It
hell,
is
bro?
strange that they had like all of them. Most of them are like humanoid, and then there's a random furball. Like,
Talking rat. It's like, what the hell is happening, man? I don't get it. But they eventually, well, again, that's spoilers. But all right. So what's your score? What you give it?
I'm giving it middle. I'm gonna go with a 3.
A 3?
Out of 5.
A 3?
Out of 5.
3 out of 5. It was cool. It was cool. I was in it for the fight. The fight scenes were really good. So that it kept me involved. I give it a 4. I give it a 4. It's definitely worth checking out. It don't have to be 8 damn hours, man. That's my main gripe. Is it don't have to be 8 hours. 8 hours? Come on, bro. But okay. So that you said 3, so it's 7 out of 10.
I will say barring just brushing up for season 2 or whatever, I'm probably never watching it again.
Yeah, me neither. I'm probably not. Yeah. There's no reason to.
Nah, not really.
Yeah. I didn't think about it till you said something, but yeah. Nah, nah, me neither. I'm good.
Like, I don't want to refund. You can keep the money, but like, don't be coming to my door like, hey, you ready to meet for club this week? No, I'm not subscribing. I'm not coming to your book club. I'm good.
I'm cool. I'm cool. I saw it. Yes, the spoilery thing with that. So now we have to figure out like who actually survived after Jinx basically tried to blow up the whole damn council. You know what I mean?
Well, considering that the show at the beginning, since we're in spoiler territory, considering the show at the start wipes out pretty much all the characters that you would come to meet up until that point, I entertain the idea that it could really be anybody. Like, there are a lot of shows where they say, well, anybody could die, but that's not the case. There's some characters that are just not going to kill. But I think they have the balls to kill damn near anyone. So like,
yeah.
I mean, I have no idea who it might be. Jace could very well be dead. Like the second season could open up and that nigga could splattered against the wall.
Could be.
Oh shit. All right, well. Nice knowing you, buddy.
And that would be actually would be kind of dope, because then like if he's dead, then my girl who like they were together, and so like so apparently she's a badass too, where her mom is like, bruh, like damn, I'm not messing with your mom.
She's bad.
She is a badass. Like,
you got the cakes, man.
She's so damn bad. She had a little white boy as a little boy toy, just stringing him along. Like, I was like, oh, you got it, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. Okay.
I don't even usually go for gifts, but like, bro, she had it.
She gonna tell you to bend over.
Oh nah, that's all right.
She gonna tell you, you know what it is, nigga. Bend that ass over. Yeah, but yeah, so if they piss her off, and then they'll be going after Jinx, and then and I love how they have like the sisters relationship up in the air too, whereas is like, I think what's the name? Is it Pi or Phi? Vi. Yeah, so it's like, I think she's thinking her sister's just too far gone, and she don't want to give up on her. I think because she feels really guilty, like earlier in the season, where like she kind of gave up on her, and so like she's feeling really guilty about that. And I like how they have that storyline going, into the next season. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of decent.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So yeah, that's Arcane. It was a pleasant surprise, So I kind of dug it. It's cool. All right, the main event. Peacemaker. this show. Oh my God, this show. All right, so Peacemaker, available on HBO Max. It is TVMA, capital MA. Okay, it stars John Cena and Robert Patrick, and it's a crazy comic book movie that you might not know you want until you see it, until you know you want it. You didn't know you wanted it until you wanted it. That's kind of my take on this show. So take it away. What's your thoughts?
Oh boy. Well, I hit him with the 1-2 first, and then you can go ahead and heal him because from how you described it, it sounded like you liked it. I
know I know where we're going already.
No, I don't got much for you, bro. Like I had a weird relationship with this show. Like on the one hand, I wanted to watch this more than Arcane. And by that I mean like as the show was going on, I found myself like at first I was alternating. I would watch one episode of Peacemaker and one episode of Arcane and kind of just go through that way.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
That's crazy.
When I try to binge stuff by myself, it don't get done. So I have to break it up.
Got you.
But by the time I got to episode 3 of Peacemaker, I really just ran with that, and I was like, I'll get because my interest in Arcane kind of waned, and my interest in Peacemaker grew. But this is where it gets complex because even though I wanted to watch Peacemaker more, I really did not rock with that show. And I never really did. Like every time I was watching it, I was like, I do want to see what happens next, but I'm not really enjoying myself. Like there were so many times where I was cringing and I was just getting upset and I was rolling my eyes. And I felt like I kept having to justify watching it to myself. Like I would look myself in the mirror like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, but like, I can't just say it was the assignment. Like I can't just say, homie told me to watch this during the week, so that's the only reason I watched it. Because there were times where I was like, I can't lie. A gorilla getting a chainsaw shoved through his chest is just the weirdest kind of cool. Like it's just that move, that TV show made me feel weird shit. Because I'm just like, why am I here? But every time I say why am I here, Vigilante shoots a child in the face. I'm like, that's cool. Like that's fucking funny. You can't. I don't know. Like I don't like James Gunn's brand of humor. I don't like that he writes all the characters to be rifters. I don't like whenever an ensemble of characters is all the same person. In Peacemaker, it felt like all of them were the same type of funny. Okay. And that's the type of funny that I don't find funny. So, whatever. I don't like. I know you're supposed to understand Peacemaker by the end of this. I know that's the goal, but I don't like when you take that level of extreme immoralness. That's not a word, but lack of morality. And try to contextualize like you can't have Vigilante gun down children, which I know I've played it as a joke, but it's not a joke that happened. Like you can't have him gun down children as part of the mission, and I'm supposed to go, yeah, they're not all totally terrible people. There's some good in it. Like no, you're trying to have a foot in both lanes at that point, and I can't. Don't do that. Just have Peacemaker be a dick. Like, and then on top of that, you'll have moments where like they're in a restaurant and he'll call a girl sweet cheeks, and everybody will look at him and be like, "Well, that's not very, politically correct." Like you can't have that conversation considering what we're here to do. You know what I mean? Like we're about to go murder families, and you're like, but don't be misogynistic. And I'm not saying that like it's okay to be misogynist. I'm not saying it's okay to be any of these things, but it's not okay to get up my ass about being this thing when you're ordering me to go murder an entire family, men, women. But his tagline is, I want peace no matter how many men, women, and children I have to kill to get it. That is his mantra. So the whole time I'm watching this show, where they had these moments of like, well, my dad was this and he made me do this thing, and then the butterflies are like, well, I found the most terrible man, but he has goodness in him. And I'm like, yo, come on, just go Breaking Bad with it, please. I don't mind watching the villain. I hate watching the villain that you try to convince me is a good dude. But I've ranted about that enough. My point is, it was a confusing experience, and by the time it ended, it was just I hated the last episode. I hated the whole conclusion. I thought that shit was so got too goofy, like way too goofy. I'm like, even the cameo couldn't save that. It was a nice cameo, but it couldn't save it at that point. I was like, what the fuck? Are we done? And I watched the last episode with one of my friends because I was at their house. I hadn't finished the show yet, so I was like, I need to watch this last episode for work. Do you mind? So we watched it together, and she just looks at me and is like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm like, yeah, I can't. I don't have an excuse. It's like somebody walking in and you got your dick in your hand and like they see porn on the screen. It's just like, I could try to tell you what's going on, but no explanation is gonna.
I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad.
Nah, that was me. It's like if you walk in and see me watching this, I have to explain it to you.
Yo,
there's nothing.
Yeah,
there's nothing to explain.
It's definitely one of them shows. Yeah, yeah. You have to like pause it and say, okay, I know, but hear me out. You know, yeah. It's. I mean, first off, right at the top. This ain't for everybody. This is one of those shows that's just not going to be for everybody. Like, you have to check your brain at the door. It's super cringy, super crass, and the best way I can explain this is like an Adult Swim cartoon that's shot in live action, kind of like.
That's pretty good.
That's kind of the best way to describe. Because if you can get past the opening sequence, right? If you can get past that opening sequence, you might enjoy the show.
You mean like the dance number?
Yeah, the dance and the pelvis thrusting.
Oh
and all
my
that.
God, bro! Every episode. Oh God!
But unlike Arcane, I never skipped it. I never skipped it.
That's why it's so confusing, bro. Like, I sat there and watched it every time. I'm like, yo, why am I doing this?
Every single time, I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I have ever seen. But I can't look away. Why can't I look away? Oh, I love this show. Like, yeah, I'm kind of all here for like the really dumb, really crass like Adult Swim shows. Like I love all those shows, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force to C Lab 2020 to Harvey Birdman and Venture Brothers. Like I love all of them shows, and James Gunn definitely went on a old school Adult Swim binge when he wrote this show. Because I swear, like I'm looking at some of this stuff, I'm like, what the fuck? What we doing here? Like the first two episodes, it's the whole time I'm just watching, you just hear like, what the hell is going on? Like, and I didn't know that they would go that far with like DC characters, because like Suicide Squad is like rated R, and I think it's another DC property that's like rated R or something, right? The Harley Quinn movie is rated R or PG-13 or something like that. But they went beyond that with this show. Like so like none of these characters are likable, and you're not supposed to like none of these characters, you know, but they still are given like Peacemaker like a little character arc where yeah, and like you're saying, like if everybody there's a piece of shit, like how are you going to like high bar him or like call him out on like stuff when all of y'all are like the worst, y'all are like terrible people. You know what I mean? But I think they kind of nail it. They kind of like give him this sort of I'm not gonna say redemptive arc, but like you're not that hard on him by the end of the show. Because I mean, did you find out like who his father is, and you find out like the thing he did when he was a kid that traumatized him and kind of set him on the path. And it's like with a dad like that, you're going to be jacked up. Like
Yeah.
you're going to come out jacked up. Like you're not going to be able to help that. But yeah, I liked it. I like the one character that I couldn't stand was the guy with the like the full body suit on. What was his
Vigilante?
name? Vigilante. Yeah, I just could not. Even though he was funny, but I could like, oh my, I can't stand this dude. And like, oh, so kill him, please. But no, he's actually like one of the main members of the team apparently, and they just brought him in too. They just they just kind of like brought him in just like that. I'm like, for real.
Vigilante is one of my favorite characters, comic book wise. So when I saw what they did with him in the show, I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, can we not like Vigilante is not like that in the comic books, right?
Really?
And I don't need my characters to be one-for-one replications of what they
right, right.
And I suppose he's obscure enough that you can get away with doing that and not really piss too many people off, because there's me and there's like 3 other people who are like, well, that's not how Vigilante acts.
Okay.
The rest of the world's just like, I mean, who the fuck is Vigilante?
Yeah, like me, I'm like, who is this clown? Right? Get him the hell out of here.
So I get it, but it's just like, again, you're goofy. You're the wrong kind of goofy. You know what I mean? Like there is something, you know, sinister about somebody who's that detached that he can do the things that Vigilante does with little to no emotion.
Right.
And that can be compelling. That can be a compelling kind of dichotomy when you have like Peacemaker, who does these terrible things in the name of like justice, and Vigilante who does do it in the name of justice, but like feels nothing. So like it could be this, but when they're both rifters, again, as most of James Gunn characters are, you kind of lose that magic. So it's just like you're just another goofy nigga.
But see, I didn't even get the feel that he was in it for like, you know, the right reasons or for like, you know, the justice or be a hero. He was just in it to kill people, pretty much. Like that was his whole deal. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like to do it. And I don't know, a lot of his humor was just forced. There was one really funny part though when somebody snatched his hood off and he was like making like the funny faces. And, like no, so they can't track my face with facial recognition. This guy. But yeah, so and the butterflies, like so there's like a alien race called the butterflies that are supposedly taking people over. And that's how like you were like talking about like the shoot, like they basically like shot a whole family, like husband, wife, kids, and everything. And but I think in that scene, like Peacemaker was pretty much saying like he was just kind of like you want me to shoot this kid, but you're not telling me exactly why, you know, like how, so like how, yeah, that's, and he would go back at him like, how y'all getting on me, calling me an asshole, but you want me to do all this like crazy devious shit like for you, and you won't even tell me like what's going on. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, because he would like go back at them like that. But yeah, I think, and all of them were like the same character, I would say, except for Hardline, I think her name was, like the blonde chick, and Adebayo, were like kind of they weren't like Diebeard, like you like to call him, and Vigilante and the lead up there, because all three of them just like yelling and ripping on each other, like, and it's, I don't know, I liked it. It was funny. It was dumb, crass, juvenile humor. But I liked it. It was pretty funny, and yeah, like the seeing John Cena just like just on just nailing the chick just in buff, just in the straight buff was, I wasn't prepared to see that.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm like, no, I can't see this. I can't. But that was wild. That was crazy. And this is John Cena's character. Honestly, this is his character moving forward. He completely kind of nails this, and like going forward in the DC universe, this is kind of his corner of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, the craziest scenes in this were like he like, well, I think it's the helmet like completely blasted this chick who was like in midair, which was a we didn't, I guess we didn't know at the time, but was a butterfly. You know, like that was crazy. Like you just see like everything just get blasted clean off of her. That was wild. The chainsaw, the gorilla. First off, like why is there a damn gorilla in this? And then he gets chainsawed in half. That was wild. Eagly. Eagly was one of my favorite characters. That was one of my favorite characters in this. Like, I love when the big Diebeard was like trying to get in the car, and the Eagle's just like pecking his ass the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, that was funny. It's not for everybody. It's really dumb. It's, it wasn't that much nudity in it, but there's a lot of violence. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's one of those just turn your brain off and just watch some stupid shit for, like 40 minutes, just kick back. Oh, Robert Patrick, bro, like Robert Patrick is like a super serious actor. He's one of those actors that always plays a bad guy or like a super serious guy. And like having him in this, just being like this really just dumb character, this dumb villain, and having him in the beginning with the little pelvis thrust in the beginning, it's like, man, what? How did they get him to do this? How did they talk him into this? I guess.
Paycheck, bro.
I guess, but yeah, it's not for everybody. I enjoyed it though. All right, so what's your score? What you gonna give it?
Well, see, that's where it gets complicated because I wanna dirt this thing so badly because I didn't like it. That being said, if I kept watching and wanted to keep watching, and I acknowledge that I wanted to keep watching, then something, even if all you got out of me was ire, was working to pull me back for all 8 episodes. And I didn't have to watch it. Like I didn't feel forced to watch it. So I will give it a 4. Because clearly it has appeal. I don't know what part of me it's appealing to, because consciously I mean it. I really did not enjoy this show, but it's doing something right. So fuck it. I'll give it a 4.
It's just dumb. It's stupid. And it's just stuff you never really seen in a show before. And you're just sitting there like, what the hell are they doing? The whole like six or 7 episodes, the whole time you're just sitting there like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I think that's the appeal of it. And you it's like it's a train wreck that you can't look away from. Maybe it's one of them things, I guess. But man, I'm giving it a 5. I dug it, man. I love this show. I loved it. And it was one of those things I was like looking forward to watching it just so I could sit there and just laugh at this dumb shit that they're doing like every episode, just kick back and just unwind show. Like it is what it is at face value. It's just dumb. It's just a dumb show. And like, cause if you're not a fan, if you get past the cock rock in it, if you can get past like a lot of the old kind of dumb and kind of loose tropes that don't really try. If you can get past the alien invasions who, oh, by the way, they're taking over and killing people to save us. That whole thing, they're going to save the whole planet. Yeah, right. Okay. You might enjoy it, man. You just might. I don't know. But all right, that's it. I think we're good, bro.
Word. I listen.
Good.
I'm gonna expose you for a second in front of everybody, whoever everybody is. Both of the shows we watched, he presented to me. These aren't the only two shows, but he presented a list of shows. And fairness, I picked these two, but this is what he came with. So I just want you to imagine for a second, if this is what I picked, what else must have been on that list for me to ignore to sit here and watch it. So next time,
let me see. What did I put on there? I think I put some kind of legit picks out there. Oh, Archive 81, which I mean, it's horror. It's not that bad, but it is horror. But I think you might like it. I think just check out the trailer and see if you like it. It's cool. And Book of Boba Fett. That was the other one.
That's the week after next, because I'm picking the shows next. I get the two shows for next week. All right, because I can't believe I let you put me through that, bro. I was, as soon as Peacemaker started, I was like, why the fuck?
When you put you want to do Peacemaker, I was like, bet that, because I am so interested to know what somebody else's thoughts of this dumb, crazy ass show is.
Oh God. Well, it's over.
But it got a 9 out of 10 though.
It did.
It got a 9.
I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm not gonna lie either, but I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna bomb it just because, whatever. These are all issues that I personally have, and I just feel like, if it meant that much to me, I would have just texted and been like, I can't do this or something. Like when I
was half expecting that too. I was kind of happy to be like, man, nah, I can't. I just can't.
The intro almost had me at that point. Like, because what's funny? When it started, I thought it took like a solid 30 seconds worth of the intro for me to realize this was a title sequence. And when I made that connection, I was like, oh, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be bad, bro. Oh my God, I'm screwed. 8 episodes, I gotta deal with it. Okay. All right, but like you said, never looked away. Never skipped it. A couple of times I fucking rewound it, and I'm not kidding. Like I was like, no, I gotta see that again.
Yeah, it's just the disbelief. I think it's just the disbelief that like we're doing this. We're doing this. This is what we're doing. Okay, all right, I guess.
Yeah, he committed.
But I think every episode I'm trying to make sense of why is that the title sequence. Like the cock rock, I get. Like I get that. Because this is Peacemaker. He's into that. He's stuck in like the 80s and 90s hair metal bands thing. He's stuck in that era. Okay, I get that. The dance moves though, I can see why he would do it, because he's just a really lame ass white dude. Like he can't dance and do nothing. But why is everybody else like dancing like this? Like
with the straightest face.
One of my favorite parts is like the cop, the guy cop with the mustache, like when he do his little dance. That was my favorite part, seeing him do his dance, because he had the straight face and he looked like he was getting into it too. He was in that joint like I love that part. But I'm guessing they're all butterflies or something. Like they've been taken over by butterflies, and they're like, and so they're just like going through the motions like that. I'm guessing. I don't know. Like, because I was racking my brain trying to figure out what does this mean.
That might be it, bro. Like, I never even thought about why it was happening. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the only thing I got. That's the only explanation I got. Don't know, but yeah,
I'll take it.
If you could get through that title sequence, you might enjoy it.
You can at least get through it. If you can get through the title sequence, you can definitely get through the whole show. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know about enjoying it.
Imagine the amount of people who like saw that thing and was just like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm out. I can't.
Man, if I sat down and watched it on my own accord, I guarantee you that would have been me. Nah, we cool. All right. Because I didn't like Suicide Squad.
Oh, you didn't?
So, nah. That's why up until this point, I hadn't watched Peacemaker. Like, if it hadn't been an assignment, I probably never would have watched it. I was just like, I'm good. And then I saw that shit and I was like, I got a job to do. All right, here we go. Outside of that, nah.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, all right. Yeah, that was I was waiting the whole week. I'm sitting there like, I wonder what the hell he's gonna say about this damn show. I wonder what he's gonna say. But yeah, okay. I guess hey, episode number 1 in the bag, bro.
Cool.
You did it. All right, so yeah, now it's time to just edit it, splice it up and put it on the tubes. Put it out there on the tubes.
Cool, bet that.
All right, so yeah, so I'm Alex Mack. That's
Alex Hood.
Yeah, we gonna tighten that up.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Hey, this has been the A.n.A podcast. So catch y'all later. Peace. Wait, how you stop recording this thing?
Leave that part in.